One particular question probably keeps boggling someone's mind from time to time. If you don't fly about on a plush private aircraft, are you really rich and powerful? After all, if you can't afford first class, why would you fly economy? Fortunately, most high earners throughout the world have taken care of these concerns, and some have even gone a little too far in getting an airplane that suits them. Welcome to Luxury Wire, and today we'll discuss them as well as the 10 priciest and most opulent aircraft ever made. At number 10, it's the Gulfstream III. Actor, writer, and director Tyler Perry owns this $125 million aircraft. This pricey piece of property was purchased by the Hollywood star for roughly $60 million, but he felt that it was not expensive enough for him and his guests. The first item of business was to spend an additional $65 million to get it up to his standards and genuinely one of the most opulent modes of transportation. To share his idea of opulent travel, Perry can now accommodate up to 13 people on his plane. The Gulfstream III contains 3 Blu-ray players, a satellite TV, and a 42-inch LCD screen. Most idiots traveling by plane have to sit through dreary B-movies on a small screen with earplugs on while the person next to them snores like a pack of bears dancing to Russian folk tunes with Vladimir Putin. You can take advantage of a private theater on the Gulfstream III. You would undoubtedly be compelled to see some of Tyler Perry's truly terrible movies while on his flight, so you would still be viewing washed-up B-rated comedy, but you'll do it in style. One of the recent disasters that occurred in America involved Gulfstream III in a major way, and a piece of trivia. Whitney Houston's remains were transported by this jet from California to New Jersey following her terrible death in 2012. Number 9, the Boeing 747-81 VIP. Although admiration should be shown for any Boeing 747, the 81 VIP steals the spotlight. It's a true feat of craftsmanship and innovation. If the plane were to be used for commercial purposes, it could hold up to 400 passengers. However, doing so would mean that Joseph Lau, the owner, would have to give up all the luxuries and attention that come with his existing plane. There will be no more opulent guest rooms, chic conferences, spaces, or entertainment areas. Up to 30 passengers may currently board the aircraft and be treated like royalty the entire time. There would be no wailing infants or snoring neighbors. A real estate billionaire in Hong Kong is skilled at capturing his visitors' attention. The cabin of the jet resembles the interior of a mansion more than it does an actual airplane, with opulent furnishings, sophisticated decor, and cutting-edge technology to make the ride as relaxing as possible. The Boeing 747-81 VIP is a fitting legacy to Mr. Lau's enormous wealth. The most expensive plane in his hangar, it costs over $157 million. The double-decker aircraft contains a children's amusement area, multiple living rooms with stylish furniture, and a master bedroom where Mr. Lau can get a full night's sleep before heading to his next lucrative business venture. At number 8 is the Boeing 767-338-ER. The Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich will likely lose many of his assets as a result of Russia's aggression against Ukraine and the ensuing sanctions most Western nations slapped on all of Vladimir Putin's oligarch allies, including this ultra-luxurious private jet known as the Bandit. A unique airplane worth $170 million is the Boeing 767-33A. The ultra-luxurious aircraft can fly as high as 43,000 feet and has a cruise speed of 528 miles per hour. The interior of the aircraft is exactly what you would expect from a Russian millionaire who has achieved great success, though perhaps without the vodka-filled pool and the Russian nesting objectives. On the other side, there is an opulent atmosphere that simultaneously exudes riches and class. Abramovich can gather up to 30 of his business associates, friends, and at the Bandit's banquet hall. There are only a few bedrooms on board, so some of them would need to share a bed. Each of these exudes a sense of nobility and features every luxury imaginable. To ensure that he had a private space to organize the next significant investment that would net him millions, Abramovich even built an office on board. One of the world's most exquisite aircraft is the Bandit, and while its ultimate fate is unknown, we can't be certain that it won't be grounded for a long period of time. At number 7 is the Boeing 7878 BBJ. You no longer need to wonder what an exquisite flying camper would look like, a magnificent private aircraft that can carry up to 39 passengers and is anything but modest is the Boeing 7878 BBJ. White dominates the interior, which somehow draws attention to the subtle accents that distinguish this private plane. The main room boasts an open bar, plush seating, and even two-decker beds that can be used for absolute relaxation while a movie is streaming on the 55-inch flat-screen TV. If you prefer a certain type of movie, you can watch it on one of the installed private screens on each seat. The master bedroom, nevertheless, is the nicest aspect. Less than 50 decibels of noise in the bedroom is a miracle for a plane, not merely excellent. The BBJ or Boeing Business Jet is still up for sale and has a market value of about $224.6 million. At number 6 is the Boeing 747-430. You've probably heard about the Sultan of Brunei. Even so, chances are you don't know anything about him. But there's no doubt that the guy understands how to travel in luxury. His Majesty Hassan al-Bolkiah spent $100 million to purchase the Boeing 747-430, one of the world's most opulent private aircraft. However, given the opulent lifestyle of this nobility, this appeared way too expensive. So Hassan al added another $133 million to his investment to build an aircraft fit for monarchs, or in his case, sultans. The most amazing thing about this jet is not its price, but rather how it was able to take off with that much gold inside. The color of the interior of this enormous airliner is primarily golden, with solid gold sinks and embellishments everywhere. The $233 million aircraft's master bedroom is its crowning glory, with a cozy king-size bed, lavish golden embellishments that may pay off Togo's foreign debt, and a bathroom that rivals any 5-star hotel in the world. The Sultan and his numerous wives agree that the bedroom is their favorite place to be. Now that we're halfway there, if you're enjoying the video so far, please give this video a like, subscribe to Luxury Wire, and don't forget to enable the notification bell for more up-and-coming videos. Now let's go ahead and keep going. At number 5 is the Airbus A340-300. Russian billionaire Alisher Usmanov reasoned that this ultra-luxurious aircraft, which cost close to $238 million, could require a few hundred million extras to be transformed into something exceptional. The opulent millionaire increased the purchase price and transformed the aircraft into one of the most opulent and beautifully engineered jets in the world. The name Burkan was given to the aircraft in honor of Usmanov's dad. Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, is rumored to frequent this enormous private jet. The airplane is a remarkable work of art in terms of design. It combines cutting-edge technology with opulent traditional settings to create a space that is both cozy and fashionable. The interior of the jet is unfortunately kept a secret because of Usmanov's skepticism of everyone and the fact that the Russian president is a frequent visitor. However, one of the few rumors about the plane claims that it contains a private nightclub where Usmanov and his guests party hard after takeoff. At number 4 is the Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental BBJ. The fact that this cutting-edge private jet is the bigger brother of the Boeing 787-8 BBJ should be remarkable enough. Don't spend your time if you're already counting the pennies in your pocket. Only a select few have the opportunity to own this wonderful work of engineering genius, which will run you about $403 million for the floor model. This airplane has a usable capacity of 4,800 square feet, which is more than most residences in New York City or any place else in the globe for that matter. It resembles a palace in the skies. But let's face it, whoever purchases this opulent private jet won't leave it unharmed. It is indeed safe to say that this beauty will likely go quickly up this list after it is completed. The interior of the aircraft now consists of a sizable living area, a master bedroom, 4 bathrooms, and a separate office. Are you unsure if it is possible to fit an Olympic-sized swimming pool inside? Probably. However, it won't be much fun when there is turbulence because the entire area would get wet. Still, this opulent bird is hunting for its owner, and if you know somebody who has the ability to spend $403 million on a whim, be sure to phone them and give them a heads up. At number 3 is the Airbus A380 Custom. This flying castle is owned by Prince Al-Walid bin Talal of Saudi Arabia. Prince Al-Walid bin Talal of Saudi Arabia is the owner of this flying castle. The Saudi prince is, well, notorious for his lavish tastes and obsession with pricey toys. Fortunately for him, the $500 million that this private plane cost is pennies on the dollar. One of the world's most opulent aircraft, the completely customized Airbus A380 Custom features stunning interior design, high-end furnishings, and facilities befitting a king. The princess visitors to this flying utopia are entertained by musicians in a private concert hall. However, that isn't even the most extravagant feature of this amazingly engineering feat. If you're feeling a little stressed out while flying, the A380 offers a traditional Turkish bath where you may unwind. This lavish aircraft also houses a garage with luxury cars in it. It would be astonishing to set foot on a plane with this kind of feature. Thankfully, the Saudi prince's $500 million jewel has it all, and it would be a great pleasure to get an invitation to fly in this super luxury aircraft. And because religion has a big influence on Saudi society, the plane contains a prayer area that always faces Mecca when it's time to pray. The throne in the middle of the main lounge, however, is the airplane's most distinctive feature. If you want to sit there in your dreams, you should first purchase the airplane, else you risk suffering unanticipated harm, such as losing your head. And number 2 is a Boeing 747 Refit. An unnamed millionaire is the owner of this palace in the sky worth $617 million. We won't get into the identity of the owner of this private, ultra-luxurious aircraft, though we can probably guess the few people who can afford it. Instead, we'll focus on what they own. With 8 opulent cabins located on the upper floor of the aircraft, this private jet resembles a hotel more than the mode of transportation. It undoubtedly provides a very comfortable means of transportation. Designer furnishings, handmade beds, and tasteful interior design are featured in every bedroom. On board, there are many lounge areas, large flat-screen TVs, luxurious couches, and expensive hardware decor are also included in each. There are many more benefits to this superb aircraft. However, the Boeing 747 Refit is regrettably just as mysterious as its owner. We can only speculate as to what other amazing facilities are there on board this jewel at this time. Finally, at number 1 is none other than Air Force One. It might be a bit confusing why this aircraft is included in this list when we're talking about private jets. But since the US government's private plane isn't accessible to the general public, it still counts. And sure, it is the priciest one ever produced. It's comforting to know that the president and his secretaries are receiving luxuries paid for by your hard-earned taxes. Although it might cost a little bit more than the actual building in Washington, D.C., the Air Force One is actually a flying White House. The present Air Force One plane is a highly customized Boeing 747-200B that has all kinds of high-tech defenses, opulent settings, and offices. It costs more than $660 million, despite the fact that it lacks numerous ostentatious features seen on other aircrafts of its class. Nevertheless, this is little in comparison to the $4 billion successors that are currently being built. These are the 10 priciest airplanes ever made. Which one do you want to board for your next upcoming flight? Give us your feedback in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.